with another episode of York and Spoon. Today we're going to make a really easy ginger carrot tomato soup. You could call this a form of tortilla soup if you wanted. It's great with any Mexican dish, or honestly I just eat this as a lunch. It makes 2 servings, but I would just eat both and that feeds me for lunch. So we're basically just going to throw a lot of things in our blender here. And we're going to start by actually chopping our 1 stalk of celery just into a little bit smaller pieces so we can fit it in the blender. So I've quartered that, and we'll set that aside. And we have 4 small carrots that I've just washed and peeled, and we're going to cut those maybe into 3 pieces. Okay, so that's all the chopping that we need to do. We're going to add all of that into our blender. So we've got our 4 carrots. We've got our 1 stalk of celery, 1 clove of fresh garlic. We don't need to mince it, we're just going to blend it all the way up. 1 pint of cherry or grape tomatoes. I have salad tomatoes. Not sure which of those that is, but either one will work. Then we're going to add the liquid, and then I'll add in our spices. 1 cup of water, so that'll blend nice and creamy. 1/4 teaspoon each of salt, pepper, and turmeric powder. This is one of my favorite spices. This is smoked paprika. We're going to use ½ teaspoon of that. And then ideally I would use fresh ginger for this recipe, about a 1-inch piece peeled, but I forgot to buy it at the store. So we're using 1 teaspoon of powdered ginger to make our gingery carrot tomato soup. And then to make this a little bit more creamy, we're using some coconut cream. Now there are coconut creams that you buy in the cocktail mixing section, but they have a lot of sugar and a lot of odd things in them. I just bought coconut milk, and to get a nice cream on top, I stick that in the refrigerator. So we just want 2 tablespoons, and it's going to come out nice and creamy. I don't know if you can see, but the liquid is underneath. That cream rises to the top. And it's okay if we get a little liquid, but we're mostly going for the cream. That's the fatty part. That's going to make this nice and creamy and rich. There we go. If we need to add a little bit more water, we will, but basically we're just going to blend this up, and then we'll serve it in a nice bowl with some toppings. Okay, here we go. Okay, so I've just blended this till it's smooth, and I can start to smell that ginger. So what I'm going to do is just pour that into a bowl, and it's ready to eat. You don't have to put anything on the top. But like I said, I would eat this whole thing as a meal, or it would serve 2 as an accompaniment to a meal. So that's a nice full bowl there. And my favorite topping for this is just to take some sprouts and plop them right on top. You could also sprinkle some hemp seeds on top for a little protein and garnish. If you want to see how I made these fresh sprouts myself, let me know in the comments below, and I might just do a video on that. So here you go. We have ginger carrot tomato soup just in the blender. So it heated in the blender. You could eat it raw as a raw soup if you like raw soups. I personally can't do cold soups, so I heat it until it's just warm, not until it steams, but warm. You could also blend it in your blender and then transfer it to a pot on the stove and heat it on the stove as well. So please like and subscribe if you like this video, and